When did this place turn into a mess again?
Not filming much today, and you could probably understand why. Maybe a update at the end of the day. We'll see how tired I am.
It's been a long weekend. I don't think I filmed that much, if anything, but I'll update you. We are officially moved in. There's a lot of stuff over there. Are you enjoying the new house? But in addition to all that, we also got an appliance delivery on Saturday before we moved everything in, which was perfect timing. That wasn't exactly ASMR. Got a new microwave to go with it, and the new washer-dryer combo to accommodate our lovely new washer area. There's a lot of stuff in here that still needs to be rearranged, put away, and we're still trying to figure out at the same time where all this stuff should go. Not only that, but we have this empty room that's actually been holding a bunch of boxes for weeks now. You're not looking forward to unpacking either? Yeah. I'm already hating it and I barely started. Also, not this week's problem, but definitely in the next couple weeks, we gotta figure out the furniture situation because we had this dining table, we have those 4 dining chairs, and we had 2 bar stools for the breakfast bar, but there's not really a space here to use that. The island kind of doubles as the dining table. So not only that, but this is counter height and those are table height and bar stool height. So I need something in the middle of those 6 chairs. And currently these 6 chairs plus this table don't really have anywhere to go. We also kind of got the bedroom together. There's a few things that still need to be done. There's a dresser that needs to be reassembled. The closet needs to be organized, but got a few things taken care of, like my dresser drawers fit perfectly in this little nook. It's like it was built for it. I'm just going to tell people from now on this was built-in, even though it's clearly IKEA. Oh, all this moving and unpacking and stuff, I think it's starting to take its toll on my body. I'm really feeling it today. So I think rather than what I should be doing, which is probably resting, and not doing anything, I'm going to do a bunch of little things today. I think that's probably at least moving things forward a little bit. And there's quite a lot of little things that I've started to notice around the house that just need to get done and usually should only take a few minutes of my time, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So that's what I'm doing today. Also, I got a haircut, finally. I look like a human being now. Ooh, so it's just past noon o'clock and look how much progress I've made. I said I was going to do a bunch of little things, but I guess I just can't help myself. Although that said, most of the stuff that was here was not actually put away. I just looked at the box, saw what it was, where it was supposed to go, and put it in the appropriate room. Isn't that right, Noodles? Nah, she don't care. So all the linen stuff and some of the toiletry stuff, because the cabinet in here is going away, so we don't want to put anything in there just yet. All that's here in the master. And then over here we have just kind of miscellaneous stuff that we would normally put in like a hall closet or our offices, things like that. So that's kind of here more or less. Some more specific office stuff in this room. And then my stuff isn't quite here yet because I'm still technically at the office in the condo, so almost all of my stuff is still to be packed. Supervisor said I could take a break and update everyone on what I've been doing, all the little things. The handrail is back. We had to take that off because of the paint and because one of the brackets was not the right size, so even though it was fully tightened down, this bottom section was really loose, but as you can see here, it is nice and solid. Made a quick trip to Home Depot and got a brand new bracket. Other thing I finally got around to finishing up, which was this door. All the locks and the hardware have been replaced for keyed entries. So this, the screen door behind it, that garage door, and the other garage door to the side yard all have brand new hardware and they're all keyed to the same key. So now I don't have to sit around with half a dozen sets of keys. I have one key that works for all the locks as it should be. I know there's a lot of boxes everywhere. It doesn't look like I've unpacked much. It's probably going to look like that for a couple weeks, but I have made a lot of progress and for the most part, I think like 80 to 90% of all the kitchen stuff has been put away and taken care of. We might want to change a few things around, but for the most part, cabinets have things in them. Drawers have things in them. Everything is, for the most part, where I would like things to be. And that also means that, for the most part, everything is out of the condo. At least all the kitchen stuff, that is. There's a few things over there, like my office and stuff like that, that still needs to be taken care of, but we're making slow but steady progress. Kitchen was one of the big items, and it's getting close. Although, this countertop is still a disaster, so maybe not as far along as I thought. Little Things Day update number 2. The laundry room. I have finished painting it. We didn't quite get up to the top because at the time we were kind of stressed for time, really, to make sure that everything from at least waist height up was ready for the washer dryer to be installed because we wouldn't be able to paint behind it. But I got all the way up to the ceiling, edged everything, painted all this, cleaned it up. It looks really, really nice. Also, another small thing, put a door stop on this door because, of course, we don't want it to hit the dryer. So that way it stops just before it slams into the door. Hopefully it stays that way. Also, something that I'm probably not going to be able to do today because the paint's drying, but something I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can tackle tomorrow before I have to go out of town and before my wife gets home, as a little surprise to her, is this, finishing the light. Previously, last week, I wanted to relocate that light to a recessed light up top. So that way we have a light above, it makes more sense, and we want to put 2 cabinets here. We have one here, and there's another one in the garage I wanted to relocate to this corner so that we have basically cabinets all the way across. And that was put on pause, and I figured it would be put on pause for a while because of everything that goes in between here and there on the ceiling, all the beams that were in the way, all the ducting that was in the way. And I was talking to my dad about this, and he just said, why not just make an external wire? And I was like, okay. So I got these. I got some external metal rails and some elbows, an inside and an outside elbow, so that way I can go from that box. I'll get a wall plate eventually once it's all done, but I'll cut it so it goes up around this little corner. Then I'll poke a hole in the drywall right here where I can easily go all the way across here and put in a recessed light. Crossed up another small one. The GFCIs in a couple of the bathrooms were not wired correctly, so I think I got my wires tangled up a little bit and weren't receiving any power, but switched those around, and as you can see, they're working just fine now. And little item number, I don't even know what at this point, is a couple of blank wall outlets because this is where the old home phone lines used to be, and I don't need a home phone line. Now on to some of the fun stuff, is rearranging this living room. How do we want it to go? There's a couple of different items that I'm thinking of, that my wife's thinking of, and I want to rearrange the furniture to see which one kind of fits best, which one that looks the best, and which one that we like. So I have to rearrange 1, 2 couches, this gigantic coffee table, that side stand, and this lamp in one of 2 orders. So let's start with number 1. Here is arrangement number 1, where the couches kind of face each other and sections off the entryway right here, where if you're coming through the front door, you can't just walk into the room, you have to kind of walk around it. This was my idea originally. My wife was not a fan of this one, and now that I look at it, I'm not really a fan either, because one of the other considerations is that the TV is going to go up against this wall here. And no matter where you sit, you're going to be craned to the right or to the left to watch the TV. So with that, let's try arrangement number 2. Arrangement number 2. So this way, at least one of the couches has a direct line of sight to the TV, opens it up a little bit so you don't immediately have to turn the corner when you walk into the front door. It does feel a little disproportionate. There's a lot of stuff in this corner of the living room, not a lot of stuff over there. So, I don't know. It's a little tough because we have two very long couches, and there's only so many different ways you can rearrange this. Of the two, I think I like this one better, so I think I'll leave it because I don't have Caitlin's opinion on this yet, and I know this is the one that she was preferring, so might as well leave it like this so when she comes home she can see it and get first impressions. Maybe she likes it, maybe she doesn't. We might rearrange things a little bit further. Well, I finally got it most of the way wired. Got the hole, the box is there, it's connected to the Romex. Romex comes out of the wall here, down, elbow, elbow, to the light. There we go, all hooked up. I know it was really complicated, but black to black, white to white. Also have the can plugged in up here. Let's flip the switch. Hey! It works. Cool. Wow, once it's all cleaned up and put away, it looks so much better. It has a lot more light than that old incandescent one did. It actually, well, doesn't look like it, but much more light in the garage with just this one and not the garage door. This could do with some cleaning up. I think I got the wrong size wall plate. It's actually a little bit too big, so I only was able to put in one little screw, and it probably would be better if I actually made a cutout for the wire rather than just squish it. It has a rubber gasket, so it's not like I'm pinching anything, so that's perfectly fine for now, but I'll clean that up later.